Maximus is such an unbelievably iconic character.
Are you not entertained?
The first Gladiator obviously holds a huge amount of weight for not just myself, but like a huge amount of people across the world.
The tiger thing was an afterthought. We went through a lot of different possibilities, one of which was a rhino, which went haywire on the internet.
Maybe if there's a sequel, we can do a...
Survive! Rhinoceros, rhinoceri, or whatever they call it.
I remember that day. I never forgot it. That a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Lucious is the son of Lucilla. We meet him at the start of the film in Numidia, and the film kind of opens with an invasion of the Roman army into Numidia. That sequence is absolutely insane.
It is an art, choosing gladiators. They're usually prisoners of war.
It's just a perfect way to start the movie, and in my eyes, an incredible homage to how the first movie starts.
Lucilla is living this nightmare where she does not know if her child is still alive. And she just, like any mother would, just yearns for that one thing that she loves more than anything else in the whole world. But she has had out of duty to choose to let go of him so that she could stay behind and try to fight to save Rome, instead of following her heart and going with her child to keep him safe.
You have something in you. Rage. Never let it go. It will carry you to greatness.
We kind of see him dragged back into Rome. He has a intense dislike and anger towards Rome.
Lucious, take your father's strength. His name was Maximus, and I see him in you.
And I think when you see Lucious throughout the start of the film and you don't have this information yet, that the minute that reveal is made, it suddenly makes sense that this character in Lucious is a born survivor because of who his father is. It's in his blood. And that's probably one of the main questions that an audience will have for Lucious is like, how does he manage to survive this level of violence? And I think it's because of who his father is.
And I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
The pressure was on him.
Okay.
To follow Russell. There's no pressure on me, but pressure was on him, and he delivered. Simple as that. You will be my instrument.
I will never be your instrument in this life or the next.
I could not believe this story they came up with. It was so brilliant, and I just thought that is a fantastic situation for me as a character to be in. And it's also something that once again really, really speaks to a kind of deep human experience. In my case, motherhood. And again, sacrifice. And this extraordinary thing of having to sacrifice something that is the most important thing in your life.
You simply won't die.
I think you paid homage to the madness that Joaquin brought in the first film.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects. She must feed them.
They can eat war.
You did sit with you? Like that legacy that you had to maintain for this movie?
Yes, I think it's something that was driving us a little bit. We were mindful of it and inspired by his work that he'd done, but we knew that we'd have to try and claim this in our own way, in our own deranged way.
I think knowing our love of the first one, it became a kind of bedrock that then we got to throw away.
Tears on the mausoleum floor, blood stains the Colosseum doors.
Digital work is a tool, and you remember it's a tool. It enables me to make a rhino, 2-ton rhino, run around and chase him.
Hold together, and when it charges, break for the wall.
Ridley, has at this point even more technology at his fingertips than he had 24 years ago. I've always admired how Ridley uses these very classical storytelling devices and at the same time really incorporates whatever technology is available to us right then, right there.
They built the Colosseum. They built it in the same place that they built it the first time, except 25% larger.
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum. Because this is what they believe in. Power.
It's rare that cinema can hit that sweet spot in the way that the first film did, and it was something that we were all very aware of on this film, the fact that there was such a legacy to follow up on, and it was one that we took pretty seriously as well, very seriously.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. It's a film that like lots of like men my age and dads can quote religiously.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It's just been in the cultural zeitgeist for 20 years, and there's not a lot of films that have done that.
Strength and honor.
Gladiator II is its own standalone story. Yes, it is connected very, very strongly to the first one in the most beautiful of ways, but it has a different story to tell. And at the same time, though, it honors all of the themes of the first film, the dream of Rome, the idea of people fighting for a kind of community that they believe in. For me, the value part is really what is so strong in Gladiator I, and I think it's a very big reason for why people respond so much to Gladiator II.
Is Rome worth one good man's life?
Connie Nielson, to me, is iconic in the role of Lucilla in the first movie, and if I'm being honest, totally my favorite character.
Her experience was certainly very valuable. It was a pretty strange spot to kind of find yourself in the Colosseum in ancient Rome. She had some much appreciated advice, and her experience was she was a mast, really, in a pretty mad storm.
This ring belonged to Maximus. Now I give it to you.
I find her to be the most complex, and I've been having conversations with her from the perspective of Acacius, but also just from my personal opinion. I'm like, I think that she's the smartest person in the room.
This how Rome treats its heroes! Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors.
For him to carry that film after such a short career, I just wanted to make sure that he was feeling okay, like he was doing okay. I didn't have to worry at all. That kid was like the biggest pro. Like every day just came on set, was so ready. It was just such a pleasure. So yes, protective, but I don't need to because the guy has got it going.
I think I've carefully built a career to this point, and I know that probably this will be the thing that most people will see, but I hope that there's many other films that follow that define it. Like you look at an example like Russell, he had built a career before Gladiator. Sure. Gladiator is one of his best performances, but he's been brilliant in many things before and after, and hopefully I can do that.
You're bitten by this genre a little bit now.
I'm bitten by working with this man.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily the genre, but yeah, absolutely.
There was a moment stepping out in kind of gladiator armor where I was like, okay, whoa, this looks like it's gonna happen. That's a harder thing to do when you're aware of the legacy when you're stepping into it. That's obviously a heightened moment. When you're stepping into the armor and you're in front of a mirror, you're like, okay, this is the template of what I have to fill. But it's weirdly seeing the armor and seeing what that outline was, I was like, I've got to fill this now. And that's the job.